made humans different from animals. Language. Not only our big brains, but also our breathing patterns, the ability and anatomy to walk and talk at the same time, made us what we are today. Sonny might be able to help Susanna with some aspects of the investigation. His nose, for example, was invaluable. But in the end, the human brain would prevail. At school, news of the murder was passed around like an amulet. It was both excruciating and propitious to give it up to someone else. What they knew for certain was that the victim was the murderer's mother, an old lady who once baked carrot muffins for her neighbors in 3F. He had buried her in the small garden adjoining the apartment building. Plus, one night about 3 months ago, someone had overheard the killer, a quiet man who wore his salt and pepper hair army short and drove a red Ford pickup, shouting the questions, "Why?" and "Do you think Dad ever really loved me?" in a choked, anguished voice. It was assumed he was drunk. There were rumors that a reward was being offered for more information that could, in the words of Jill Nelson, really nail the guy. The culprit, according to Jill, was a part-time plumber. "He only did a few jobs here and there," she said to Susanna outside the gym doors. "He was like a temp worker," she added, in a tone that suggested her father worked at a job distinctly full-time, professional, and non-plumber. "They should lock him up and throw away the key." Susanna nodded. She had no choice. While you were within her range, Jill Nelson's proclamations were indelible. But when Jill was gone, Susanna wondered. Even the dog, who was now blinking up at her lovingly, divined things the rest of them couldn't, despite their big brains. For instance, when Brianna had her petite mals, Sonny predicted them. Susanna had seen him doing a panicked prance around her sister's feet just before Brianna's eyes pinwheeled back into her head. She had read that some dogs would go further for their epileptic owners, lapping urgently at their faces, pushing them with careful snouts into soft chairs, positioning their bodies in the paths of their falls. That was love, or else a survival mechanism. Too bad the dead woman didn't have a dog like that. "Loyalty," said Susanna to Sonny. "That's what's missing in today's crazy world." Yes, science could offer some answers, but there were phenomena you smelled without realizing, situations you simply absorbed through your very pores. "I went to the University of Life," Susanna once heard her father say. She had filed this away, along with "That's life in the big city," and "You can't always get what you want." In the schoolyard, Susanna kept quiet throughout much of the speculation, but in her heart, she knew she would be the one to finally, glamorously dig up some obscure, invaluable piece of evidence. What she had was good instinct. In fact, there were already clever life things she was learning to do secretly. That very lunchtime, Susanna had dropped her knapsack in the school toilet by mistake, right down there into the pee. It didn't matter that she rescued it quickly. It was still dripping. It would still smell. Jill was there too, and called in to her. "Are you okay?" But Susanna did not panic. "I'm okay," she called back. "Out in a minute. You go ahead." She stayed calm and used her head, reasoned it out, quickly flushing, then waited for the tank to fill before she pressed the lever again and dunked the bag into the clean second swirl. Outside of the stall, she clicked the hand dryer on, allowed it to fill her head with its heat and noise. She held the bag up to the nozzle until it was dry.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.